Hello, everyone. Today, I would like to talk about my term project. It's about the chromium cobalt nickel superalloy, and it was actually named one of the toughest materials on Earth, if not the toughest, by a study. So before moving on the specifications of this alloy, I would like to talk about what are superalloys and what sets them apart from other alloys. So superalloys are alloys that typically contain some of these elements: chromium, cobalt, nickel, iron, and etc. And all these elements come with a certain outstanding characteristics, such as aluminum is really good against corrosion resistance, such as chromium, because of the chromium oxide layer that it proposes. And titanium is really good for hardness. Cobalt is actually like that. So these super alloys, with the mixture of these elements, they have outstanding capabilities such as high strength, high toughness, high temperature resistance, corrosion resistance. And because of those, they are really expensive and they may be hard to manufacture, but they are really used in special environments such as jet engines, high pressure tunnels, turbines, rotating parts, and also jet nozzles, which experience a lot of heat stress. So this specific superalloy that I have chosen is chromium cobalt nickel. So chromium cobalt nickel is a different kind of alloy than we normally use. Normally alloys have like a matrix element that dominates the alloy composition, and other elements that we add for acquiring new features and new material properties. They are found in relatively smaller amounts in the mixture. However, chromium cobalt nickel belongs to a family of alloys called high entropy or medium entropy alloys, depending on the classification. But the important thing is that these type of alloys, they are found as near equal distribution of elements in the alloy. So the chromium, cobalt, and nickel are found in like near equal amounts in this alloy. And that gives different characteristics and different properties in terms of crystalline structure of the material. So this specific alloy has been recorded by certain studies to be one of the, if not the most toughest material on Earth. It is much tougher than titanium or nickel-based alloys or other alloys, and it actually gets stronger and stronger, harder, and tougher as it gets colder, and it can operate in 20 Kelvin, like cryogenic temperatures, which normally other alloys or materials go to brittle from ductile, and they experience catastrophic failure. This material, however, does not do that. It remains ductile, it remains strong, and actually stronger. And it owes this remaining stronger to a mechanism called nanotwinning, which is about the orientation of these lattices. And it gives like they behave like a certain barrier for the dislocation motion, and it gives them more strength by doing so. So as we can see, we can compare this chromium cobalt nickel based high entropy alloys with other materials. As you can see, it has a higher fracture toughness, and it's also have higher yield strength. So this ratio is really good with chromium cobalt nickel alloys. So normally, these superalloys and the elements in this mixture in the mixture pool is thought to be like some kind of randomly distributed. But however, the article that I have found is focusing on a new imaging technique and data processing techniques to understand whether the distribution of this chromium, cobalt, and nickel elements in this alloy is of total randomness, or does it have like an order? And turns out it has an order. It is induced by the magnetic forces and electronic forces that come with the elements and the lattice structure. So this ordering also happens to affect the overall properties and overall behavior of the material. So normally, single crystal diffraction is used for analyzing these superalloys and their crystal structure. But however, this comes some kind of problematic for examining medium and high entropy alloys because of the complexity of the alloy mixture. So the study used scanning electron nanodiffraction, which does a better job on that. And as we can see, they have discovered 3 types of nanoclustering and chemical short range ordering by type A, B, and C. And they used water quenched and heat treated, so 2 different samples. And they have seen that the chemical short range ordering, there's an order. It's not totally random the way these elements are distributed in the FCC structure. So as we can see, for water quenched, there's a lot of type B's, and for type A's, the CSRO clustering, the nano clustering of these alloys are much more densely not as dense. I'm sorry, it is as dense in water quenched, but in the heat treated, they have more room to grow and find room for themselves in the lattice mixture, and there are more type A's in the heat treated one. And as you can see, this is like a illustration that shows different chromium, cobalt, nickel compositions and their short range ordering. So it's not totally random. And this short range ordering actually affects how the dislocation slip in this material behaves. So it has like an overall effect on the overall failing properties and the fracture mechanics of the material. So as a conclusion, what this article does is, previously the mixture and the orientation of the elements in the mixture was thought of either random, or some theoretical models proposed that there might be some kind of ordering within the material. But with this article, with the imaging techniques and data processing techniques they have used, it is now evident that there is some sort of magnetic influence on the ordering and the orientation of these elements within the solution mix. And that ordering is affected by how the material is produced, either water quenched or heat treated, slow cooled or fast cooled. So that really affects the behavior of the material. So yeah, it gives us more, opens more doors for us to understand whether we can use these materials in the future for outer space travels or deep sea exploration and those kinds of extreme environments. So it's highly relevant and interesting. Thank you.